TIFU by going through my wife's phone. Wife. Possibly. Cheated with her ex. So for context, my wife, F27, and I, M33, have been together for 5 years and married for just over 3 years. We've had some rough spots with arguments and whatnot. But who hasn't? We've never talked about divorce or anything. We had our son last year and life has been pretty good. I never suspected her of cheating or anything despite joking about her other boyfriend every now and then. She and I got new phones last weekend because she wanted a new one to take pictures on our first cruise. The cruise went well with no really arguments until the last night right before bed. So all day yesterday we didn't really talk much on the long drive home. Today, she went to her mom's house to sell some of the baby stuff. While she was doing that, I was going to get our old phones ready to ship back for the rebate on the new phones. I was still irritated, so I went through her phone. I know, it was wrong, and found messages with her ex going back to before we were married that I deem as inappropriate. Then some of the less veiled messages occurred when she was pregnant with what I assume is my child. I'm absolutely devastated. I don't know how to come back from this. She and my son are all I have. I don't know what to do. She knows something is wrong because I picked my son up from her and brought him home and she could see the hurt on my face. I told her that we will talk tonight because she had a concert tonight. Also, I know that we need to talk would ruin her whole day. One of the messages was about using her 10-year reunion as a cover to hook up, which is tonight, but I really think she is actually going to the concert. I don't know what to do. I don't know if we can come back from this. I'm terrified of leaving because in my state, the woman almost always gets the child in the divorce and I don't want to lose my little best friend. I work a full-time job with overtime just to make ends meet so she can stay home with our son. I sold my old house to buy the one we're in now because she wanted it. I do everything for her and this is how she repays me. I have no one to talk to about any of this because her and my son are my world. My mom passed last year and my dad is out of the picture. I'm so hurt and lost. I don't know what I'm going to do. TLDR. Went through my wife's phone and found out she was talking about hooking up with her ex. I'd make copies of all of those messages and get a lawyer. Do not tell her you made copies or that you are consulting a lawyer. Do talk to her about those messages but do not forget to make a copy of those messages. Also, if I didn't say it before, do not tell her you made copies of those messages. Not much to add to this, mate, but I'm really sorry you're going through this. I really feel for you. If you need an online friend to message and rant, don't hesitate, I will listen. My little girl is my whole world and it would destroy me if I was in your shoes. Well, seems like it wasn't a one-off and there is some real traction with her and her ex. I could never go back after something like this. It's going to be a painful next few months, but you need to protect yourself. See a therapist if you can afford it. Get a DNA test and lawyer up. Even if you ultimately try to repair this, an attorney can give you unbiased advice and tell you what you need to do to protect yourself. Lawyer up. Make copies of the messages. And DNA test your child. Protect yourself as much as you can. Make copies of those messages. That relationship sounds over to me. She doesn't respect you, and if she hasn't already fucked her ex, she's going to get a paternity test on the low. And you didn't F up by finding out the truth. You got lucky you found out. You should be able to have access to each other's things without finding out detrimental things. Hey friend, I'm so sorry you're going through this. You're feeling blindsided and so very betrayed. Like an idiot and weak. You are not. You're not alone and you don't have to pretend this doesn't hurt. Many of us have been through this or something similar. Do not let her get you twisted up. She will try to blame you for her affair. Don't bite. This is 100% her fault and 100% her failing. You need to decide if you want to separate or try to make it work. But personally, I'd advise you to get a lawyer. You have a good chance of 50-50 custody. Send a DM if you need some support. Try and avoid alcohol tonight. If you can, find a friend. Hang in there. You didn't foo. She did. Avoid intercourse before you know what's happening. You may put yourself at higher risk if you assume everything is normal. Take your time to process. But DNA test your child and get in contact with a lawyer. You may not need their services. But if you do, you need to be able to move fast, spend enough time in infidelity and other subs, and you'll see a pattern. It's likely that if the worst comes to worst, then she will paint you out to be a monster. The woman you divorce is never the same woman you married. Keep the texts as proof and record. Anything and everything. Family law tends to protect the woman, not the man. Just remember that. DNA test on your kid. Don't let her know. Just you know. To be sure. I would like to be. Will be one less thing on your shoulders and mind. Dude. Been in your shoes and made the mistake of staying in it. I became depressed and she did it several times over. I finally stuck up for myself and left her. It definitely wasn't easy and I'm still recovering financially from it. But I met a woman who would never do that, and it's 1000x better. Don't tell her anything. Don't give away your hand before you're ready to make a move. She will lie and gaslight you about the whole situation. We're going to need an update. Best of luck, dude. Bye, Felicia! Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. What's up with all the cheating? If you're gonna cheat, just stay single. It's not that hard. Obviously, you're going to get some good advice here and some bad advice. Whatever direction you decide to go, find a good therapist if you decide to continue with your relationship. Couples counseling will be paramount to working out why your wife felt the need. Individual therapy so you can learn to compartmentalize your feelings about yourself, her, and your child. She is actually going to the concert with him. Get lawyer. Make sure your son's best interest are first moving forward, but do take care of yourself. It's a tough call. Some people cheat once and never again. Some will do it again. You'll have to go with your gut. If there is any thought of reconciling, then do couples therapy, which absolutely must happen if you stay together. Good luck to you and your son. Oh, and please record or keep copies of every single convo or communication moving forward. When my oldest was 12, I found out I'm not his bio father. I had been married to his mother for 16 years at that point. And we have 3 kids. I was horrified, but it added clarity to so much. He treatment of the 3 kids. Always prioritizing him over the younger 2. Never letting me discipline him. Running interference for him so he never had consequences. Etc. Basically, she spent 90% of her energy on him and 10% on my kids, so the discovery made it all make sense. I looked into her phone records on my account and found out she had been regularly meeting up with her college boyfriend since year 3 of our marriage. So I got all my information together and confronted her. I told her I knew about her and her boyfriend, and about their child that was raised as, and will always be, my son. I gave her the choice. Me and the kids or her boyfriend. She moved out the next day. 1 month before our 18th anniversary, she went off the deep end. Took our kids on an absolute roller coaster ride of being crazy and exposing them to partying, random guys, neglect, etc. I've always been the stable and predictable parent. She is absolutely psychotic. I'll write out the story and it will be made into a movie about the crazy ex. Regardless of what happens with your marriage, the best thing you can do is focus on being your best. Becoming the best version of you as a man and a father. My relationship has continually improved with my kids, and their mother has gradually destroyed her relationships with them. Plan your next steps cautiously and execute them carefully. I'd recommend putting as many assets in a trusted person's possession as possible. Sell them the assets on paper, so they are no longer in your name. Begin moving cash into a different account, preferably in a friend's account that you trust. Research what has happened. Dialogue everything. You need to do everything to protect yourself and your son. I kept trying to be nice, to take care of her, etc. She had been doing what was best for her for years. Don't make my mistakes. Become your best, for you and your son. It doesn't matter where the sperm came from in the end. Focus on being a dad to that boy. Make copies of the messages for evidence and talk to her. Let her explain it to you. No one knows her better than you do. We are just reading your story. You and her took a vow for better or for worse, so let that play out. If it can't, then do as everyone has said. Get a lawyer and keep those messages. If you're not prepared, she will take your kid and your money. So do like the Redditors have said and get your ducks in a row. There is a specific playbook mothers use to end marriages and win the kids. It goes something like: lawyer, start a fight, call cops, restraining order, move kids overnight just before school starts, enroll kids at new district, file for divorce. It's nearly impossible to have the kids returned to you as they are established, and, for their well-being, they will remain with the mother until this is settled. Then the tactic is to stall as long as possible. On your dime. You can't withhold money, as that's also abuse. I've seen this happen to 2 people I know, and it was literally exactly the same progression.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.